Goodness, we are up against a break. I have so many more questions. I'm glad we have another hour.
Okay, cool.
And we have one from the Spreaker chat too that I'm going to be bringing you from Pete Haviland. So we
Okay.
will be back right after this. You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. Thanks for being here.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Hello there. Welcome back to Paranormal Experience. I am Kat Hobson, your host, and I am completely excited and enjoying the conversation with Jonathon Odom. He is the founder of Alabama Paranormal and Bigfoot. He is somebody that I think is pretty fierce. He's just amazing. And Jonathon, I am so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well,
glad to be here.
Good deal. Well, as long as we're both having fun, then it's all going great.
That's right.
I know our listeners are enjoying you too. But as I said, we had a question over in the speaker chat, and Pete wants to know, have you brought your tracks to Jimmy Chilcutt to see what he makes of the dermal ridges?
I haven't. To be honest with you, I never have. I want to respond to this. I don't want people to think I'm being mean or anything, but I don't need validation for what I've seen and what other people's seen. I know it's a creature, and I just don't. And I'm trying to be very politically correct. I don't really need to bring my footage to anybody to validate it because I've seen it so many times myself, and I'm fine with that. I'm very good. Now, if I met him in a conference, sure, I would love to show it to him. But I just I don't really seek a lot of people out for validation because I've had a wide variety of experiences, and I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that. They're my experiences, and they're pretty amazing. So no, I haven't did that. So.
Well, and in all fairness, you are a trained investigator, and so that is something. It's not just something that you're doing on the fly. This is, you are an investigator. So
right, and I find a lot of people, just like ghost hunting, they either believe or they don't believe until they have their own experience, and then they become a believer, and. The only reason I put my stuff on YouTube is a great way to archive some of my good stuff, and I hope my kids see it. And to tell you the truth, I really don't care if anybody ever watches it, but they do. And I'm not trying to be mean or facetious. It's just that something is out there. And I have a ranger that used to tease me mercifully. He'd stop the truck, he'd flag me down. He seen Bigfoot lately? I hadn't seen him, and a couple of months ago, this guy flagged me down. I thought, oh, crap, here we go again. He's going to tease me. And he said, man, get out of your truck. I thought, well, why? He said, I got to talk to you. So I pull over. He pulls in behind me, talks to me. He said, man, I want to apologize. And he stuck his hand out and apologized to me because he was out doing a government study, listening for the red-bellied woodpecker, and he had a sighting of a creature. And I was so thrilled because a skeptic became a believer in a matter of seconds. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. It is.
I mean, I get, and I know that you don't do very much on the paranormal side, but you have done stuff. I mean, you don't do it now. But,
right.
You catch crap all the time. Mainly, well, know you're talking to demons, correct? And it's like, well, no, really, I'm not. Nobody knows what we're talking to. There is no definitive proof that this is Aunt Sally or, Lucifer. You don't know.
Yeah, because my dad was a Pentecostal preacher, and I had a very unusual paranormal life as a kid and into a teenager. So, I agree with you 100%. You don't know, especially if you really open your mind and study a lot of the ancient texts, Hebrew texts. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. See, I agree 100%. Yeah, it's just, and I love it when people are closed-minded and they talk to me, because the first thing I do is I will come on out. You mean come out with you on an investigation? Yeah, come on. I'll take you some places. I know you'll see something or you'll hear one. And I don't back down. I love taking people out, because I know 90% of the time, if they don't have experience, they'll come away with an appreciation that, okay, there's something out there. You know,
Right.
so I love a skeptic. Bring me a whole herd of skeptics. You know, I love it. You know?
Well, I'm sitting on go, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I
Hey,
am
I haven't
so
forgot
sitting on
about
go.
you either. I promise you, I haven't. I think about it every time I think I've got, and I haven't forgot. I promise you, I haven't.
Well,
When it gets
I'm
colder, it'll be the best time.
right, and I'm going to Ashmore Estates in 2 weeks for the Ash Bash, which is a fundraiser and
Oh,
going to be
wow.
so much fun. And the Booth brothers and Rachel, well, I think Christopher and Rachel, I'm not sure Philip's going to be there to show their newest film teaser, which I saw at Scarefest for the world premiere of My Attachment
Oh,
is
wow.
Astounding, right? And after
Oh,
that, I
wow.
have my annual girls trip, and then I'm still until my grandchildren get born.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have two due at
But
the
you
end of
know,
the year.
well, see, well, congratulations first on being a grandmother.
Oh, thank
So,
you. Well,
but,
I am, but these
but
are
you,
going to be two newbies,
that's awesome. Well,
right?
congratulations. You know,
Thanks.
but and I think that is, that's why I'm very laid back on my approach, and I don't have to prove to anybody that anything exists, because I've seen a lot of crazy shit myself, and I know it does. And most people that are skeptics, that are hardcore skeptics, that come out and attack people, psychologically they're afraid to believe in something else. And I think that is exactly what it is. And they're just because. Can I tell a little story real quick?
Please do. Yes, that's why you're here,
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure. I have there in the neighboring town. There is a minister of a big church, and he contacted me one time. He said, hey, "I would love to meet you, and you want to meet at Chick-fil-A? I'll buy you breakfast." Hey, I love meeting people. I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And I thought basically he was going to try to proselytize me. He was going to try to save me or whatever. And I was very callous. And he said, "Well, I like your channel. I watch your channel. I've got I got a doctorate in divinity, but I wanted to ask your opinion on something." I said, "Well, sure, ask away. I'm a pretty open person." He said, what would you do if I told you I saw a UFO in Raglan, Alabama?" And he stopped when he told me. He looked at me, and I thought, "Well, good for you. I'm excited for you. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome." And he's like, "Well, you don't seem surprised." I said, "Well, I hunt Bigfoot, okay? I mean, that's one step over. No, I'm not going to be
It's just
surprised."
across the street. Yeah.
Yes, and I told him, I said, and so what this guy was having, he was having a crisis in his theology. And because he had saw something, he had saw it. It was in a field. He drove by it, slowed down. It went
It
above the
was
trees
landed?
and was gone. Yeah, it was landed. It was crazy. So he
Did
told me,
he
he said, "Man, I have
report
a
that?
problem."
I bet he didn't
He said he
report
did.
that.
Well, his position, he was in a very precarious. He was a big part of a big church, and so he told me. He says, "What am I supposed to do about this?" I said, "What do you mean?" I says, "There is accounts of these things in the Bible, and there is people that talk about these things, and just because you have seen it, don't mean that you're a bad person." So I've talked with you, I think, about this. I know I've talked to Frank
Hmm.
about the psychology of an experience. That all of
Right.
a sudden, everything is ordered in the world, and then you see something, and then all of a sudden, nothing makes sense. And this is what happened with this guy. I'm still good friends with this guy now. And so this happened to this man, and but now, he's got this awesome secret. He's probably told more people, but it don't mean he had to give up his religion, but he just got, I believe, a personal belief, God allowed him to see that, for his understanding, for whatever. So people
Well,
go through
somebody's
a
going to need
weird
that from him
psycho.
later. I agree.
Yes, yes. So it's really amazing. I call it the psychology of an experience. People have experiences, and then it's funny though, Kat. I will have people come up to me, and they'll be like, "Okay, now, I don't want